Hey, what's up? We're Life Without Pants here with another Path of Exile video. And in today's video, we're going to talk about these singular scouting reports, which you can find in maps. We're going to put this in context though. So I recently did 1000 Explorer scouting report rerolls. So if you go over to your map device in your hideout, once you got to maps, this is past the campaign, and you click on the Kirac mission section here, you can re-roll this with one of these. You just right click on this and it re-rolls these and it gives you a number of outcomes. And in the past I did 1000 of these. Let's just put this at a reasonable percent. There we go. So I did 1000 of these and noted down if there's abyss, breaches, corrupted monsters, Farsighter, etc., what kind of mission these give you. So if you see down here, it says activate the blight encounter, slay the corrupted monsters, essences, complete the legion monolith, that kind of stuff. And I'll put a link to the video down below where we have the results from that one. It was pretty interesting. But I noticed that there were a lot of unique maps offered, and we got a lot of cortexes and lots of other stuff. And this is the results of the, let me just zoom in again here. Down here is the results of the unique maps. So we had Cortex, Untainted Paradise. We had quite a few of these, more than I would have expected. One of every 200 rolls of the Explorer Scouting Reports was a Cortex. Then we got some Distant Memories. We got some other stuff as well. And some of these are more rare than others. So say for example Twilight Temple, Coward's Trial, Poor Joy's Asylum, Putrid Cloister, that kind of stuff. Those are quite rare. Care Bled was quite rare as well, but this is only 175 instances of these. So I wanted to figure out, because there's other types of scouting reports as well as these Vaal scouting reports where everything gets corrupted. These are really, really good for when you're filling out your red map atlas points. And then finally there's these ones, a singular scouting report. And these reroll all of Kirac's atlas missions, including at least one unique map. And if we just use one of these here, I've only got 3 left because I've used 1000 already, spoiler. But you get Death and Taxes, or you can get Poor Joy's Asylum, and then a shape map as well. So you get to choose amongst these things. And obviously it's different in the tiers, because different maps will appear at different tiers depending on where you are in the atlas progression. But I have finished all my atlas progression. I got 115 out of 115 and 132 out of 132. It's the end of the league. That's not surprising. So I did 1000 of these, and I have here, basically this is, we can zoom out to 100% and we can see I had just like a little drop down for each one. So a Maelstrom of Chaos, so I could choose these. So we're much quicker. And then I had an Elder Guardian, Shaper Guardian, and Conqueror Guardian thing as well. So I just put down if I got an Elder Guardian or a Conqueror Guardian in there. I will share this this spreadsheet down below. There'll be a link to this, so you can check out the data if you so wish. There was a couple of times when we got 3 at once, but the important, or at least the interesting thing was, it seemed to be clearly there are tiers of maps. So I did 1001 actually, because I went over by 1, but I did 1001, and then there were 116 instances where there was an extra map, so a second unique one, and there were 13 instances where there were 13, and I put them in order. So if we got Poor Joy's here, then I would put this one on the leftmost column, and then if there was another one, I would put it here in the second column, and then if there was a third one, then I would put it in this one here. I never got 4 at once. It should be possible, technically. But based on this is 1,000, so there's 1,180. So 1,180 total uniques offered over the course of that 1,000. We got only 1 Cortex, which I was quite surprised at. It was pretty low. We got 1 Twisted Distant Memory, 0 altered, 4 rewrittens, 3 augmented. So synthesis maps in general, 9 in total. Untainted Paradise, we got 9 as well. So I would say that the Cortex stuff, this is like T0. The synthesis maps, or perhaps just synthesis maps, Untainted Paradise and Putrid Cloister, these are T0 maps to get in this. Twilight Temple and Coward's Trial, these were like around 1.5% drop rate as well in here. So I would put that at T1. And then Death and Taxes, the Eyeball one, Care Bled, the Pillars of Erin, Malkun, Hologram Masters, Poor Joy's Asylum, Acton's Nightmare, and Hallowed Ground. These are around like a 6 to 7.5% kind of drop rate. And then the most common ones by far were Maelstrom of Chaos, Olmecs, Obers, and Vaults of Atziri. Now, this was based on all of the maps inside here, and this rolls either, I think it's a 5 or in between 5 and like 9. Yeah, or 13, 11, 13, something like that. It's a, oh, we can actually just check. So yeah, I think this is the most you get. So 2 rows plus 1. I think if we go through, we're not going to get any more than that. I'm not seeing any more than that. So this was pretty interesting, but the most interesting thing by far is because this is based on all of the maps. When we analyze, we do these same percentages, but only for the ones in the first column. So the ones that the report guarantees, then it completely changes. And I got those results here. So there's 0 cortexes, there's 0 synthesis maps, there's no Untainted Paradise. So a singular scouting report, when you hit this one here will never ever be Untainted. This one can be Untainted Paradise. That's quite lucky. Because it's one of the other maps that's rolling. But this one is always an Atlas map. It's always one that's on the Atlas. It's never one that's not on the Atlas. So we got 0 cortexes, no synthesis maps whatsoever, no Untainted Paradises. This is just in the first column. We got around 1% drop rate for Putrid Cloister and Twilight Temple. Around 2% for Coward's Trial, so it's about twice as frequently showing up as Putrid Cloister. We got around 5.9% or 5.9-ish% for Actons and Death and Taxes, and then Hologram Masters, Careblade, Poor Joys, the Eyeball one, Pillars, Malkun, Hallowed Ground. Those are in between, I would say 6.5 to 7.5, so I think that's a different band. And then these ones, Maelstrom, Olmecs, Obers, and Vaults, these are all around 9% as well. So I think that this is way more interesting than I thought it would be, honestly. I was quite surprised when I started running all these numbers, because then these all just came up with zeros, and I was a little bit surprised. But yeah, so synthesis maps, they don't drop, or they never fill in the first map slot. Obviously, you can get them in the second and third and fourth and up to 9th. But I found this pretty interesting because these Explorer Scouting reports are like half a chaos each. And for most of the league as well. I think maybe at the beginning of the league they're a touch more expensive because people are trying to fill out their atlases. But the singular ones, these are 2C each. So I paid 2,000 chaos about for 1,000 of them. And I think they're just basically worse. They're just worse than the Explorer Scouting report. They don't give you any... I don't know what the exact numbers are for, like, what is the chance of... Or how many Explorer Scouting reports would it cost to get Actons or to get the Coward's Trial versus how many would it cost to get, get it with singular Scouting reports. That's some math for somebody else to do. But... We've got the numbers now. So yeah, this was really interesting. It was quite unexpected for me. I think it's that part of the league where I enjoy spending all the money that we've earned in various strategies on just recording some dumb data. And this was really, really, really fun to do. It was a lot quicker than this one, because this one I think took us. This took us, I think, like 40 hours, something like this. This took around an hour and a half. Much better, much better. But anyway, these are really useful numbers. If at the beginning of Ancestors, which is in, I think, 12 days from now, maybe 11 days by the time this video goes out, you will know, oh, if I need Putrid Cloister, I need to buy around 100 of these singular scouting reports in order to roll it. That could be quite useful information, and I'm going to be using that when I try to complete my atlas, because buying some of those maps is really, really annoying at league launch. So anyway, if this helped you, throw it a thumbs up, maybe hit the subscribe button. I think there's going to be something above my head in a second, but with that said, I hope you're kind to everyone you meet. I love it all very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.